Have you ever taken a bird in flight photo where the bird is nice and sharp, but the background is just bleh? You've captured this amazing moment, but the background is just this boring, flat, blue sky that just kills it. Well, today I'm going to teach you how to fix that. We're going to go from shooting something like this to editing it and making it look like this. This quick Lightroom editing tutorial is going to turn those boring blue skies into something way better and more pleasing to the eye. Let's jump on in. All right, folks, so today we are going to edit this photo of a western meadowlark, and we are going to go from making it look like this to make it look like this. So we're really going to make that background really pop from going really, really flat and boring to nice and poppin'. And if you press the link down there in the description below and you download this photo and follow along with me, it's going to look like this when you first get it. And all we're going to do is we're just going to increase the exposure so that way we can just see what we're working with. I just got it up to 1.8 here. And to get the edit started, what we're actually going to do is go over here to our masking tool. Now I'm going to show you some errors that can happen. So what I want to do first is I want to make a linear gradient. But if I just do that and I make it, okay, and I don't want it to affect the bird. So if I go subtract and select subject, see how the wings here, if we zoom in, see how it misses it? There's a couple of things you can do. You can go to add and you can use your brush and you can color it in, or you can go to add and you can use object and color that in and that'll fill it. But what I like to do is I'm actually going to delete all of this. I'm going to start fresh. What I'm going to do to start, when I know there's going to be little errors and mistakes like that, when the program doesn't fully select it, I try and just highlight the entire object. So that way I can do it, and that kind of helps the system be more accurate when selecting. So I go here to object, and then I'm just going to color in the whole thing as best as I see it. And the way I'm controlling the size right now of the object selector is with my scroll wheel on my mouse. So I'm just going to go like this. Whoop, whoop, whoop. This just helps it out, I find. I go up, go to the tail, all the way around, go to the bill. Over here, I'm going to get these little wings here. Again, I just find it does a better job. It takes a little bit more time, but it's better than messing around the other way. So let's see what happens when I do that. Does it get it? Look at that. See, well, now it's perfect. It's right on. So I just find that's way, way easier to do. So now we're going to keep that. And what we're going to do is we're going to go over here to the right, and we're going to go to duplicate and invert mask. Now we have the whole background nicely selected. The wings look way, way better. The whole background selected. And now I want to make that gradient that I just made. But this time I got to kind of do it reverse. I'm going to do linear gradient, and I go from the top because I'm subtracting it. And I want it to just affect the bottom area here. And what I'm going to do now is decrease the exposure quite a lot. Okay, we're going to go way, way down here. Nice. And then we're going to add some blue. We're just going to down here to the temperature slider. We're going to add some blue to that. And what our goal here is to make the whole background darker and more blue. And the way we're going to do that, so we just did it to the bottom. Now we're going to do kind of the right corner and the left upper corner. And we're going to go back to that first mask that we made. That did a great job selecting. We're going to go back to that again. And again, we're going to duplicate and invert. Just like before, we're going to subtract where we don't want it to be. Going to grab a linear gradient. And this time I'm going to make two different ones, because we're going to make that little glow in the top right-hand corner. So I'm going to do kind of half here. And then I'm going to push that over a little bit more here. And then we're going to angle it just a bit, because I don't really want it to affect that top right. I just want it to affect more the corner here. There we go. Yeah, like right around there. because it's kind of affecting the same spot as we did before, we're not going to bring down the exposure as much on this one. We're just going to bring it down a little bit more, about there, I think. And same thing with the temperature slider. We're going to make it more blue, so we're just going to bring it down a little bit. Now again, we want to affect this top left-hand corner. So we're going to go to our first mask again, duplicate and invert. Okay, and once again, subtract, linear gradient. Whoop. This time we just kind of want this top right-hand corner to be affected. And this time, because it hasn't really been touched, we're going to go a lot more on the dark side. A lot more on the dark side, and we're going to blue it up. Blue it up some more. Yeah, I think around there. So now you see how we got this nice little light source already kind of forming, this nice white up here in the top right. Now we're just going to do more to enhance that and to darken everything around it. So again, we're going to go back to that nice original mask, duplicate and invert. And this time, we are going to subtract a radial gradient, which is just the big round gradient. See? Oh, there we go. Now we're making our light source. So it's not affecting our bird. Anything in red is being affected, not our bird. So this spot is blank, right? It's not going to be affected, and neither is our bird, which is what we don't want. We still want to darken up in blue and add some blue to that background. I always make sure my radial gradient, both rings are on the outside. It just seems like a more natural light source when you do that. So we're going to bring it down here. And now we're going to decrease the exposure again. We're not going to go too heavy. Now we're going to decrease the exposure again to darken up everything around it. And we're going to blue it up again. Nice. See how it's nice starting to form? It's starting to look good here. Now what we're going to do is enhance this little light source. We're going to make another radial gradient. Again, kind of on the outside. Don't want it to be affecting our bird, so we're going to go subtract, select subject. It should do a good job. It did. And we're going to increase the exposure. There we go. Nice. So now we got a nice little light source in the top right. We are going to blue it up just a tinge, just so it kind of matches. So now I like what we've done with our masks. I might come back to the masks in a second, but what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go back to our just regular tab over here, top left, just a regular editing. And we're going to mess around a little bit here. We're going to increase the exposure more. So now our bird's looking a little dull, so we might have to play with that. Look at that. What about our white balance here? I like to add just a little bit, just to make the bird a little bit more colorful, make the bird pop a little bit more. Not go too crazy. So we can always mess with that after. Mess with the shadows a little bit. And this is where you can kind of mess around. Like I just mess around, see what looks good, see what works. Okay. We'll make it a little bit dark here. I like to add some little bit of textures for fun. So I want to puff up our bird a little bit, make it stand out a little bit more. So I'm going to go back to that first mask we made. And all I'm going to do is I just want to add a little bit of heat to it, just to make it pop out. Okay? That's a little overboard. Let's go right there, 6 or 7, I think. Just a little bit. It just adds some color, makes it pop a little bit more. And then I want it to pop a little bit more too. So I'm going to add a little bit more of exposure to it. Nothing crazy. Now, something else I like to do is sometimes I just like to affect the head and make that little catch light. Catch light's that little spark in the bird's eye. And sometimes I like to make that pop a little bit more. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over to create mask and I create a radial gradient again. But I'm just going to go over the head of the bird here. And then I'm going to subtract, select background. So now only the head is selected. See that? And I'm just going to bring up the exposure. Because this light source is going to be hitting the head, right? So you want that to look more natural. Yeah, I think around there looks good. And then I'm going to enhance that catch light. The way I'm going to do that is go to Create Mask, go to Brush, zoom in. And I'm just going to highlight where that is. So I don't do the whole eye, I just do where the catch light is, just the nice little white on the eye. And I don't go crazy with it. I usually just increase the exposure a little bit. Maybe the whites. Okay, that's it. And we zoom out. And the way you can test to see how it looks before and after is if you go to where your mask is, you see this little eyeball. If I get rid of that, it shows you before and after. You barely notice anything, and that's what we want. It's just very, very light. But then the head, you can really notice. Boom, dark, boom, pops a little bit, dark, and pops. So I like the look of that. The only thing I think we're really missing now is just some more punch. I want some more color in here. The way we're going to do that is we're going to go to color grading. And we're not going to do kind of all of them here. We're just going to do the shadows. We're going to go hue. We're going to go 230 because that's just where the blue is. Saturation, I'm going to bring that up to about, don't go overboard. Let's go to about 6. Just gives it a little bit more. Right? Same thing with the hue. 230. The only reason I'm going again 230 is you can see here on the little wheel that it's kind of the most blue area. And again, 6 or 7, something like that. Gives a little bit more punch. And then to finish it off, I'll go to calibration. I find where this can get really, if you mess around with the calibration and the colors in here, you can really get creative and make things a lot more punchy. Like look at it, you can be like, whoa, 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 whoa. But I just go a little under. Okay, and then what about saturation? See if we go like crazy, it gets like a little bit too much, but I do like it when it's a little heavy. Yeah, something like that. And that's it. So if we go to before, whoa, after, right? Before, super, super dark, can't tell anything, the background's nice and boring, and now it's big and punchy, and you can do this with all different kinds of photos like this. I'll bring up a bunch of examples here on screen of like an osprey I did this with. I did this with a puffin. I've done it with a bunch of different kinds of my photos whenever I get that boring blue background. But it's really the masking tool and adding gradients and then putting that little light source and really just enhancing and making the blues pop more in your photos. So go ahead and experiment with this and let me know how it works out for you. Well, thanks for watching this tutorial, folks. And remember, if you want to follow along, just press the link down there in the description and you can download the photo and watch this again to try it all out. Thanks for watching and goodbye.